Hello. So I just wanted to make a short video introducing the new feature for the effective Simracing app, which I call Custom Sector Delta. So first of all, let me try to explain to you what's the problem which this feature is solving. So here you can see Monza, current track for me, pickup, and in red there are the sector boundaries from iRacing. Here starts first sector, second, third, fourth, fifth. So that's nice. It's a track with a lot of sectors, which is great, and a few corners. But even on that track there is a problem, or maybe two problems even. So suppose I want to, in a test session, focus on one corner, and then I have a problem for some corners, because in order to train that sector and get proper feedback, I need a delta display, the iRacing data display. And like, for example, for Lesmo 1, this corner, when I start here with my active sector and end here, I won't have any iRacing delta display to the reference lap, right? Because the sector starts here and I start like with active reset in the middle of the sector. So that's a problem which this custom sector delta feature is solving. Yeah, and there's also like a second problem even for something like turn 1, this chicane. You know, the sector starts here, but actually this whole straight is really uninteresting, right? It's boring. So I would like to start my active reset training right before the braking zone, right? So this also is possible now with a custom sector delta, and I suggest I show you how it works in practice. So as you can see, I am in Monza, it's in a test session, and I'm practicing, right? And now assume I want to practice Lesmo 1. So at the moment we are approaching the first the second chicane in Monza, but we want to practice Lesmo 1, so this is the right-hander after this chicane. I will now show to you what's the problem if we want to do this using the regular iRacing display delta display and our live telemetry compression. So let's drive to there and set an active reset point right before Lesmo 1, right? So active reset point set. So the first time we drive it, it's fine, we have the delta. Now let's reset again. And you see the problem. Well, you don't see it yet because the iRacing delta display just automatically switches to sector best. So we need to switch to comparison sector. But still, the delta display is missing. I can also prove to you. Do it again. So no delta display, maybe one more reset. No delta display, right? So the problem is, of course, that we are now basically resetting the car to the middle of the, I think, second sector, so there is no delta. So this is what is now fixed by the new feature, and I just have to open the overlay. I show custom delta, and now you can see this here. And I already have configured it for this corner, so let's now just drive it, right? So yeah, and as you can see, every time I enter this new custom sector, the delta resets and it then updates for this particular corner, right? So it has now reset. Yeah, I'm really slow through this corner, really slow, Most of all because I messed up the exit of the chicane, and also I'm cold tires, right? So yeah, this is how it works. And with that feature, even though it is, I think, quite simple, we can now practice this Lesmo with active reset, right? So maybe one more word regarding configuration. So, of course, now the question is, well, how does the app know? And this is, how does the app know what is the custom sector? And this is configured through the config YAML. I also put it in the description. So there is this section custom sector, and it has those two parameters, start and end. It's the start of the custom sector in lap distance in meters and end. And it's currently configured from 2,300 meters to 2,700 meters, which would be just this section of Monza, which is Lesmo 1. And how to get these values? In order to get these values, I also implemented a small feature. And you can activate it here by toggle lap distance. And then you just turn this overlay to a lap distance, display. And you can see here, at this point, the lap distance is 2,280 meters. So therefore, I set the start of the custom sector to be a bit after that, like 2,300 meters, maybe somewhere here. And when I maybe can just do this, drive the sector to the end. You see the lap distance updates. And at this point it's roughly 2,700 meters, so there I put the end of this custom sector. Yeah, that's really it. And what you have to do is like switch to lap distance, measure those two values, start and end of the sector, depending on where you want to train. Then enter it in the config YAML and restart the app. So for example, if I want to change it, if I want to put it to start at 2,400 meters instead, I put 2,400 here. I close the app. I start it again. And then once it pops up, I will be able to practice again. And you now see this whole counting starts a bit later, right? Now it starts later, right? So this is how you adapt a custom sector, and it allows you to basically train every corner you like on any track you like using active reset and still get the, a proper delta display. So that's it. I hope you enjoy this feature and the app in general, and I'm really happy for any feedback. So thank you and bye bye.